I am no longer accepting the things I cannot change. I am changing the things I cannot accept. Radical simply means grasping things at the root. Subscribe our channel for more quotes. The idea of freedom is inspiring. But what does it mean? If you are free in a political sense but have no food, what's that? The freedom to starve. Prison relieves us of the responsibility of seriously engaging with the problems of our society, especially those produced by racism and, increasingly, global capitalism. You have to act as if it were possible to radically transform the world. And you have to do it all the time. We have to talk about liberating minds as well as liberating society. In a racist society, it is not enough to be non-racist, we must be anti-racist. Prisons do not disappear social problems, they disappear human beings. Homelessness, unemployment, drug addiction, mental illness, and illiteracy are only a few of the problems that disappear from public view when the human beings contending with them are relegated to cages. If they come for me in the morning, they will come for you in the night. Sometimes we have to do the work even though we don't yet see a glimmer on the horizon that it's actually going to be possible. When Obama was elected president, a prisoner said one black man in the White House doesn't make up for 1 million black men in the big house. It is in collectivities that we find reservoirs of hope and optimism. We know the road to freedom has always been stalked by death. I don't think we have any alternative other than remaining optimistic. Optimism is an absolute necessity, even if it's only optimism of the will, as Gramsci said, and pessimism of the intellect. I feel that if we don't take seriously the ways in which racism is embedded in structures of institutions, if we assume that there must be an identifiable racist who is the perpetrator, then we won't ever succeed in eradicating racism. Progressive art can assist people to learn not only about the objective forces at work in the society in which they live, but also about the intensity social character of their interior lives. Ultimately, it can propel people towards social emancipation. I try never to take myself for granted as somebody who should be out there speaking. Rather, I'm doing it only because I feel there's something important that needs to be conveyed. In many ways you can say that the prison serves as an institution that consolidates the state's inability and refusal to address the most pressing social problems of this era. Whenever you conceptualize social justice struggles, you will always defeat your own purposes if you cannot imagine the people around whom you are struggling as equal partners. If we do not know how to meaningfully talk about racism, our actions will move in misleading directions. Anyway, I don't think we can rely on governments, regardless of who is in power, to do the work that only mass movements can do. Our histories never unfold in isolation. We cannot truly tell what we consider to be our own histories without knowing the other stories. And often we discover that those other stories are actually our own stories.